Outtakes.
Callous one. What is the big dog movement?
Big dog movement is it's a movement for the big dogs. It sounds a little self-explanatory, but there's a lot of big dogs in our city, Central Valley. I kind of want to just give something for us to stand on, something that's to go by, something to represent us. You know,
Like a mindset?
yeah, like a mindset.
Okay.
And if we see it, if we wear it, we can keep it going longer. You know,
Yeah.
Walk into the cage with it.
Got it.
We can walk into the gym with it, something like that.
Yeah,
you know?
okay. All right, guys, well, we have Anthony and Johnny right here, both coming back with some silver, some belts, and they're coming for another one, a gold one, and I thought it'd be awesome to bring these guys in. You guys are going for the 559 fight belt too, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. What is our record, Anthony?
I'm sorry?
What's our record?
Shit.
Are we like 3-1?
Oh, our record, we're 4-1.
4-1.
Yeah.
4-1. You had a good little, more of a mental test with your opponent. You was more of a physical on this last fight at the Valley Fight Series, right? Because when I was watching your fight, before the fight, I seen him screaming to the announcer's mic and stuff. I was like, talk about big dog movement, dude. That dude like fooled me a little bit. I was like, oh shoot, let's see what Anthony does.
Yeah, he was back there. We're warming up. He would come like to my tent side.
Oh, so there was a war before the war.
He would peek at me. He would smile.
That's one thing people don't see.
He was yelling on the other side of the tent where we were sitting. He's like, "I'm gonna f you up," this and that. And
That's
so,
wild.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of made me nervous.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like there must be a reason why he was doing that.
What is your background? You have wrestling background or what is it?
Actually,
how do you prepare for something like that?
I'm a late bloomer in wrestling. I didn't
Really?
start wrestling till like after high school.
Wow. How old are you?
27 now. I
Okay.
just turned 27.
Okay. And what do you mean by just started wrestling after high school? You went to jiu-jitsu and did more wrestling? Or?
Well, yeah, I started jiu-jitsu, and then like while I was learning jiu-jitsu, if I was rolling with the wrestler, I would ask for like whatever tips I could.
And what do you think is the difference between wrestling and jiu-jitsu when it comes to tips and stuff?
Oh, the difference in wrestling and jiu-jitsu is 100% the pace. Like
Really?
The wrestlers, they're just like real snappy with it.
Yeah.
They're real like fast twitch. Everything just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it's like it's against their religion to be on the back. So it's like real dominant, heavy.
Yeah, and that brings me to Johnny, because Johnny, you have a rematch coming up.
Yes, sir.
For the title fight, the Camel Belt, and a new 559 fights, but it's a rematch from a previous fight. How did that one go?
Didn't go well.
And what is his name? Let's give him some credit too.
Isaac.
Okay, Isaac.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure his last name, but
He
yeah,
has, like,
you
two
guys,
last names.
you guys are fighting on the same day again?
Yeah. No, he's fighting July.
Okay, and you're in
August 23rd.
Okay, my birthday's 24th.
Oh,
I know
yeah?
where I'm going. Okay, cool.
Early gift.
So when it comes to jiu-jitsu and wrestling, the difference between wrestling and jiu-jitsu is you can't be on your back. What do you think about jiu-jitsu and wrestling? How does that favor in MMA?
I feel like it's very obvious. Most world champions have some type of wrestling or grappling. So I feel like for anybody coming into the game, you gotta have wrestling. Either come from it or get into it immediately.
Yeah.
Because not only is it an advantage, but like you get in better shape, better mindset, and it's just you stay sharp, you stay in shape.
You develop the mental callus.
Yeah.
I tell my wrestlers, like, they're from 6 to 12 years old, and it's summertime right now. And it's we're on the 3rd floor. Sometimes that AC isn't kicking too hard. And I tell them, like, you guys are on vacation. You get 24 hours in one day. I just expect you to work hard for 1 hour a day.
Yeah.
And we're not even going every day.
Yeah.
But when you get that job that you don't want to do and we have to do it for 6 months when you're 19, you already went through wrestling. This ain't nothing to you. You're in the AC at least. You're getting paid for it. It's gonna click sooner than later to them.
Life gets easier.
Yeah. I think that's true.
Yeah.
Can't really pull guard all the time on everything. You know, I mean, no disrespect, jiu-jitsu guys. But yeah, dude, big dog movement. Thank you so much, Johnny, for this shirt. I'll be rocking this bad boy. He has his new merch. Make sure you go get it. Let me put this right here. Awesome. So what's the preparation going into this fight, Anthony? Because you're coming up in July.
Yeah.
July
like
what, 20 something?
12th. I'm like 2.5 weeks.
Oh, wow,
Or
you're
probably
there
less,
then.
a little bit. Probably a little bit less. Yeah.
Okay. 45s.
Yeah, 45s. Training, just a lot of everything, just as much as I can.
Yeah, what is like today or this week, what does your training schedule look like? Like, do you do 2 times a day? Do you,
I try to do
depending
like,
on hard sparring, do you do only 1 day?
I try to do like 3 times a day. If it's hard sparring, I'll probably do like 2 times a day.
And tell me, explain to me like a 3-day practice. What 3 practices per day? What does that look like?
The mornings, I'll do a lot of cage wrestling.
And what time?
Like 9.
Okay.
And then I'll do it with the twins. Rolando, he looks after us.
Yeah.
And so we'll do that from like 9 to 12, and then take a break in between.
And in between the break, what are you doing during the break?
It really depends on my mood. Like if I'm tired, I'll probably just take a nap. Or if I feel like I still need to push a little more, I'll probably go for a run or hit the bag a little more, a little longer. And then it depends on the day. Sometimes 3, sometimes 4. I'll get some good grappling rounds in, wrestling rounds.
This is the second session of the day. And what time would that be?
Like 3 or 4, it depends on the day.
Okay, got it.
And then we'll do that in the cage as well. Sometimes sparring, not crazy, light sparring. And then
during that break?
After that, straight into the third workout would be like 6 o'clock. And then we'll do grappling or.
So from 4 to 6, you'd again go home and just chill out for a little bit, watch some TV?
No, I stay at the gym.
You'll stay at the gym.
Yeah.
Okay.
From like 4 to like 8, I'm at the gym.
Okay, got it. And you just break those 2 up.
Yeah.
Got it.
So like I'm finished with this. All right, let me take like 5 minutes.
Interesting.
All right,
Interesting. Yeah, because with both of you guys, my last fight was right before COVID. So like February something, and then March came and COVID hit. And I just started working, and the promotion that was coming to the Save Mart Center, I loved them. Because just the event in the Save Mart Center, Pitbull, Justin Timberlake, they're all there. You know, being in the backstage, I'm like, I'm in the same locker room as these dudes. This is it. But once COVID hit, that promotion stood in Miami, so I kind of just fell off. And I really, I just wanted to fall back in love with the martial arts, try not to like be all about the money and stuff anymore. But 2 guys were growing at that time, and I didn't know you guys yet, and then I just took this last fight, and I'm going in there more and more, and I see you guys working. I'm like, man, these guys really are been putting in some time, because I don't remember you guys when I was training at first. When I left during COVID. You guys came in right after. Obviously you guys were doing bullpen boxing before that and stuff, but that's wild, dude. You guys came up really quick, and now you look at you. That's awesome.
I feel like it's when it's meant to be and you're doing the right thing, I feel like God blesses and it'll happen quicker than you expect.
How old are you, Johnny?
27.
Oh, you guys are both 27. Yeah. Okay, now nice. Dang, you guys make me feel old. I turned 33 this year.
Yeah, you're in your prime.
Yeah, right? I'm considered in the prime right now, yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's scary. I have me and my lady have a beautiful baby girl on the way in October, so it's like, I feel a little older now. Yeah. This is my first kid, yeah.
I'm on my 5th one right now.
Your 5th kid? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I have one already.
You have one?
Yeah.
Nice.
I have a little 4-year-old.
And how does that affect a training camp or anything like that? Or does it, question, does it give you more motivation? Obviously it does, but do you think it would be harder to juggle the dad life with the fighter life, or can you mix them both? Does it mix both? Can it mix?
No man's perfect, so one thing is gonna be
a little
I don't want
shorter
to
than
see
the
neglected, but like you're gonna lose time with either or. If I'm in the gym, you're gonna lose time with the kids.
Yeah.
If you're with the kids, you're gonna lose time in the gym. So it's kind of like it's a hard balance. It's hard to balance both things at once.
Yeah,
but
I bet.
when you're all in, it makes it easier when you're all in because you're either with the kids or in the gym. So it's easier to balance.
I mean, it's all obviously almost equivalent to a dad going to work and then coming home and being a father. He still has to go to work. Yeah.
Sometimes I like to bring mine with me. She's
oh, really?
She's no stranger to the game.
Okay. How old is she?
She's 4.
Okay.
So like, she'll watch me spar and then she'll be like, "Oh, Daddy, you're fighting?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, nothing.
And does she go to the fights?
No, but her mom has shown her my fights, and she's like, "Dad, I watched you fight on TV."
Yeah.
she's like,
She sees you do it in person all the time.
in person. Yeah, she sees me work out. Like sometimes I'll be at home, I'll hit the bag, and she'll be rooting me on. So
Got it.
she's like real familiar with what's going on. Like she doesn't get scared with me getting hit or nothing.
Yeah.
Like that, so.
Do you guys feel you will allow your kids to, I guess not allow them, because if they want to, they would, but how do you feel with your kids fighting, wanting to fight later on? Well, I would just say maybe jiu-jitsu at first. Obviously, yes, jiu-jitsu.
I wouldn't force my daughter, but I would definitely like have her learn just for self-defense. But like as far as competitions and like going against other people, if she wants to do that, then I'll encourage it.
Yeah,
But
nice.
As far as like
Pushing them and making them do it.
just know how to defend yourself.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
I feel like I'm not even it. Like I feel like my son's gonna be it.
Oh, really?
Like I'm just the one that changed the how do you say it? Changed the path of my bloodline.
Yeah.
I'm just the one that got to go in a different direction. I feel like my kids are
The
gonna
sacrifice of a father.
Yeah.
Very nice.
My daughter, she's only 3 right now, but she loves fighting. She'll wrestle her big brother. My son, I told you I want to put him in wrestling pretty soon.
Okay, yes.
Just to get him, because he's a little, he knows.
And this is the one.
Yeah.
And what is his name, if you don't mind me asking?
Uzziah.
Uzziah.
Right here, on my neck,
Uzziah.
yeah,
Got
yeah.
it. Got it.
He'll be 7 in October, and I just bought him some wrestling shoes. So
Perfect.
gonna get him boxing and wrestling.
Yeah.
Boxing and wrestling, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, guys. Anthony, going into this fight, does your mindset change like 2 weeks before or during training camp, off training camp? Are you like Anthony, the dude who just chills out, and then you have to switch it to Anthony, the fighter, or is it all together to you?
I would say it's kind of that. Like I'm pretty, I would say like laid back. Yeah, I'm goofy sometimes, but like the closer it gets to the fight, the more locked in I get, and like I wouldn't say serious, but like just more in my zone. I would say, yeah.
It's different, right?
Oh, 100%.
It's way different, man.
The closer it gets, just like the nerves, I don't want it taking over me, so I just like lock in. You know? And then I just try to cover everything as much as possible. So as soon as I get into the fight, I feel like I've prepared well enough,
Yeah, I give the analogy sometimes to myself, and I try to talk to myself, no matter what, I brush my teeth every morning. But if today I wake up and they say, hey, you have to brush your teeth again right now, and your whole life revolves around this, and everyone's gonna watch you do it. It's just the pressure now.
Exactly.
I fight every single day. Why is it this day that this is the one I'm shaking and whatnot? It's just under the lights now. We put it on ourselves.
Yeah, like we always try to tell each other like it's just another day in the office.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
this is what we do.
Yeah.
So I try to keep that mindset. But yeah, the nerves are always gonna be there. So it's just being better with dealing with it.
Yeah.
Just ignoring it, putting it in the back, or using it to my advantage.
Your fighter is, I seen him beat one of my buddies, Felix Primetime, and Primetime's a really solid striker with some good grappling. And this guy, it went to decision, but he did get the best of him on the grappling aspect. What do you do to capitalize on him, or do you try to keep it on the feet? What are you thinking? Wherever it goes?
I would say wherever it goes.
Yeah.
I'm really training everywhere. It's like I'm training everything.
Not trying to give too much away. Do you go in with a game plan or anything like that?
I do go in with a game plan. Like right now, I'm not really focused on him too much. I would say like closer towards the fight, I'll start focusing on game plans and like focusing on him and his style and stuff like that. But like right now, I'm just focusing on my training and being in the best shape as I could be.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. When it comes to shape, what kind of like what do you do to stay in shape and get in shape? Are you trying to push yourself to where you throw up every workout, or how does that go?
Yeah, to me, I think of it like if I go home and I feel like ready to just lay down, or I feel like I've pushed myself, then to me that's a good day. Like,
Got it.
If I put it 100%, even if I don't throw up, if I'm exhausted, that's fine with me.
Yeah, for sure. How about you, Johnny? What are you thinking?
I've only thrown up like once ever.
And explain that one if you can. Like, what was the situation? Did you hire someone? Did you have a trainer pushing you? Did you know the workout, or did you like Okay.
I can't get myself there without someone in my ear.
Exactly.
So,
Neither can I. Neither. No one can. I don't think no one can unless
Yeah.
they're trying to like race against somebody on their own.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's why we have to hire coaches and personal trainers for that.
Yeah. Just the other day, it was my first workout since the fight. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I was already slowing down with my diet. I'd already, you know, cut out the candy and all that stuff. But still, my body was not ready for that workout I was about to do.
Yeah.
And I pushed myself. I was drenched in sweat, and my trainer was like, all right, like, you have 2 more sets. That third to last set, I started to feel it. I'm like, ooh, I might throw up on this one. And she's like, no, you're not, you're good. And she pushed me through another set. And I'm like, bro, I gotta go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. I sat on the floor for like 10 minutes just trying to breathe. And throwing up is not really my thing. Like, I don't want anyone to think that I don't push hard, because I do. But like, throwing up is just, I never do it. It just never happens.
Got it.
But this time around, man, I felt it.
Did you go back and finish the workout?
Oh yeah.
Nice, dude. I was kind of debating on if I should ask you that question, but that's awesome.
We finished off with some deadlifts, some heavy deadlifts.
Man, and that's mentally, I would say you cannot teach that. Mm-hmm. That was the real test right there. You know what I mean? Sure. That's definitely a fighter's mindset, because most people are like, I'm done. Even before I throw up, I'm done. But to go and push it. Yeah, of course we do. We all do. We all do. You guys, Anthony, I'm pretty sure you took the fight in New York also, right?
Yeah, I took that fight.
Okay. What is the difference between preparing for a fight across the country versus in your backyard?
That's a whole, I'm not even gonna lie, that was a whole different, like, experience, mindset.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
There is no pleasure in those trips.
Yeah, you're not fighting, obviously you're not fighting the crowd, but it's like, me personally, I was just thinking it's me versus everybody while I was there.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's a good mindset to have, but it's still taxing a little bit.
The pressure was different, yeah.
Interesting.
I would say so. It was a new experience. I liked it. I would do it again. I felt like I learned a lot from that, too. I mean, I didn't win, but it definitely set the tone.
Just from the fight itself. Oh, yeah,
100%,
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And then traveling and whatnot, how did that feel?
That was my first time in a plane, so.
Really? Yeah.
I was always scared of planes. Like, I grew up watching that movie, like La Bamba.
Yeah.
Richie. Yeah, exactly. So that was my first time. But like, as soon as I got on the plane, I just took a nap.
Were you cutting weight too?
Yeah, I was still cutting weight.
What do you walk around at, if you don't mind me asking? Like on a, let's say, 3 months not fighting.
Oh man, I could. That depends. If I'm just being fat.
What's the heaviest you've been?
Oh, the heaviest I've been was like down near 230.
Oh really?
Yeah, I've been like 220 like 4 times.
Okay, 4 times. So
Yeah.
you've been going up and down. And okay, so 4 times you've been going up to you said 220?
Yeah, but this was when like I was younger. Yeah, it's like.
God, bro, you're 27. You're young.
Yeah. I was like 18.
Okay.
23.
Got it. And so what allowed you were going up? Obviously, we just get lazy, including myself. Okay, so what brought you back down in weight then?
I don't. At one point, the last time I was that heavy, I was just tired of being tired from sitting down.
Got it.
I would walk, and I just couldn't breathe. My stomach, I was bloated. It's just uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
And so I started, ever since fighting, I've just been staying in better shape.
And in better shape, your heaviest in a better shape, is that like 170?
Yeah,
Okay.
like 170s.
Okay.
Low 70s.
Got it.
That's at my heaviest if I'm being a little too generous.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you haven't stopped fighting since you started, right, in amateurs?
Yeah, it's been like, what, every other month, every month. Just about every other month, pretty much.
Got it. Do you find that taxing going every month, or no? You feel like it's okay? I guess it depends how the fights go, right?
It just depends on how the fights go, and then also it's just. I mean, I already signed up for it, so it's just might as well just lock in. And
is that the hardest part, to sign up and dedicate it?
Yes and no, because it's just. You just give them an agreement, like I'm gonna do it or I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna take it. And
yeah.
I'm gonna complain for like the first 3 hours, and then
Once you
handle it.
sign the paper, you complain for the first 3 hours. Why'd I take it? And then you kick it on.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
I let
yes.
a little. I'm like, fuck. Here we go again.
Yeah,
And
you're
then
trying
it's
to separate the athlete from the lazy person.
like, yeah.
Got it.
Oh man.
Got it.
Yeah. I could be
Yeah.
lazy.
Yeah, we all can.
Yeah.
Definitely. Johnny, when this guy's fighting this month, you have a couple months.
Couple weeks, about 3 weeks.
You're fighting in August? Okay. August in the beginning or at the end?
23rd.
Okay. So what are we in right now? We're in June, end of June. So we have all of July and all of August. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Man, it's coming by quick then.
Yeah.
So what does it look like for you right now? Like the road to the fight, because obviously you just won this title. Do you got to walk out with that belt around your waist too? That'll be dope, man. I see some guys do that. I'm like, that's tight.
It's one of those things like, you don't want to. I mean, you don't want to offend anybody, but come on, like.
No, dude.
You asked me to fight for the state title. Let me
yeah,
walk
no,
out.
you're the whoever's on that canvas is the artist there.
Yeah.
The whole promotion revolves around you.
Yeah.
No, forget what everyone thinks, dude. But your training camp from now, so obviously you still have a little bit of your cardio left from the previous fight.
A little bit.
You went all 3 rounds, which that Hawaiian was a tough boy.
Yeah,
That was a tough man right there.
Yeah.
You think that the Hawaiians are a little bit more bigger, but this guy's like a 135 dude with an ego of a 250-pound Hawaiian.
But their heads are hard, man.
Yeah, because they sit down on it. They're forced to stand and bang on that island right there. It's
I cracked him. I cracked him with the right hand. And we spoke after the fight. He said I rocked him, but like, as an amateur, there's still things you don't pick up on right away, and eye to eye.
Yeah.
But when you watch it on video, you kind of realize, okay, I heard him right there. I could have pressed forward, maybe a little bit more pressure, more punches, but he was able to take it and kept going.
Do you? And this is just from my experience. My first 2-3 fights, I blacked out.
Yeah.
Sober, blacked out. I'm like, I don't remember anything. My amateur fights, but then like my 4th fight. I was walking in, and it was actually for this belt. I was walking in, and I'm waiting like for that blackout to go, and I'm like, perfect. Once I black out, I'll just go. I was sober the whole time. Like I could hear my thoughts, slow motion. Like, oh, this is like, I'm in it now. I'm no more like a newbie. That's wild. That's interesting. What was I getting at? With that cardio, do you feel like you were getting gassed in there just from like hitting him and him not going down, or you guys did a lot of grappling and striking?
So I'll be vulnerable right now. I didn't do too much grappling going into this camp or going into that fight. I knew in my mind, okay, this guy's not gonna grapple much with me. He's gonna strike with me. So I did more striking in my camp. Kind of neglected the wrestling, the grappling. Did some here and there.
Yeah.
But just my focus was the striking. And that was the game plan, to stand up and strike. But the moment that cage closes and the ref says go, win. Just win. Whatever you gotta do to win.
Yeah.
So I mixed my wrestling in there.
Yeah.
And when you don't do that all camp,
You're telling me.
it'll tax your gas tank. So that 3rd round, you guys know I got a little tired. That's because I didn't do much grappling that camp.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, and I second that. I have one loss where I know I lost. I feel like I lost all 3 rounds. Most of my people would tell me I won the first 2 maybe, or maybe even 1 round, but yeah, it was against Trevor Wells, and he actually was just on that Ultimate Fighter with McGregor. And with me, I knew going into that fight, he was a 35er coming down to 25s, a solid wrestler, but really good boxing. And everybody knows if you watch my fights, mine was, I just gotta know what these boxers are throwing at me, what these kickboxers are kicking at me, so I can capitalize and take them down, and my grappling will win it. That was my game plan my whole fight career. For me, I didn't want to put my face in jeopardy as much as you can. I got it from Mayweather, is how the best ones are not who has the best wars, who can hit and not get hit. That's how you last the longest. So I try to always take that into my fights. It's not the best because you're not that exciting, but at the end of the day, I got my belts and I'm going home.
It could be, what does he say? Just keep winning.
Just keep winning. It could be just keep winning. Yeah. However, you have the popularity of Khabib and the popularity of McGregor. They love to see a knockout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he still has that O on him. But going back to Trevor, I had that fear for me, like, if I don't take him down, we're at a stand-up fight. leave my wrestling, do more stand-up. So the whole training camp, I did more stand-up. But just like you said, when I was in there, I was ready to throw with him, whoop, double leg. But the amount of reps I neglected from my double legs that I should have been doing on good wrestlers, I chose not to, and I did more stand-up. So when I was ready for his good sprawl, I didn't get that. I don't have that same practice as I would have had, and he was stuffing all of them, which taxed my cardio. Yeah. Which, I mean, dude, talk about baptism under fire. That dude got me. Yeah. He got me.
Yeah.
That's
it was crazy because, like, even though I felt like my lungs were hurting and I was getting tired, when we were standing up, I was still able to throw. Like the cardio, no matter what, was there for the striking. I was down to strike, gassed out or not, but the moment I started wrestling, I just felt it again. Like, man, I'm getting tired. And then we throw a couple more punches, felt fine. And then, yeah.
We got a rematch coming up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How'd the first one go?
I lost TKO first round. Yeah.
Ground and pound though, right? You really didn't get knocked out.
No.
I feel like he just khabibed you with that wrist.
Yeah.
You couldn't whip it out.
Yeah. I don't wanna. It's amateurs, so they kind of stop it, even if you're like getting hit or not. I didn't really take any damage.
Yeah.
It was just the fact I was stuck.
But the stalemate is what stopped it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Do you see that fight and see something that you could have done different, or he was just a better man that day, or what was that?
I believe that it was meant to be for me to lose, and it was meant to be for him to win. It was his night that night, no matter what. It was meant to be for me to go through what I went through that night.
Got it.
Regardless, you know.
Got it.
So, that night he was a better fighter. But I feel like going into our rematch, it'll be more truthful to who's who.
Just for all the marbles too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So I take it we're doing more grappling this time too.
Oh yeah.
I see online you got a couple. I think if they were Fresno State wrestlers or they're pretty solid wrestlers though. I seen a picture with you with one guy who a couple of my buddies know.
Yeah.
He's a young buck compared to me. But nice.
Yeah.
Do you feel the difference between like a grappling practice or pure wrestling practice versus like a MMA jiu-jitsu wrestling practice?
Oh yeah.
Just two sticks holding each other up the whole time, right? Just pushing.
That especially at his level, like that elite level of wrestling, there's nothing you can do if you ain't been there before. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna
chain wrestling.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like once he does a double leg, you have a sprawl. Once he feels your sprawl, he's switching to an outside single. Do you go to the wizard right after that? If you go to the wizard, does he lift up? Once he lifts up, do you hook the leg? Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
It's like the twins. Like they know the next 5 moves they're doing already. No matter what.
Jiu-jitsu, yes.
So it's kind of like they don't have the same, like they're not wrestling, but they're chain grappling like a wrestler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They know the next 5
chain
moves.
grappling. Yes. Position over submission.
Yeah.
I feel like it's switched. That's why I think we need to put more combat jiu-jitsu in it. I think that'll force a little bit more wrestling into jiu-jitsu because there's not that much pulling guard. There's not that much staying comfortable in jiu-jitsu like with triangles, which is okay when it comes to jiu-jitsu, the sport. But most like fighters and anybody who like cops, if they want to get into jiu-jitsu, the first thing I would not tell a cop is to pull guard on somebody. It's position over submission, higher hips win. You know, if you guys are slap boxing in jiu-jitsu, you're not going to want to be on the bottom because gravity wins. And on the streets, you get hit in the head, the back of your head's hitting that concrete. But I personally think the body is, or the human is mind, body, and spirit. What do you guys think wins the fight? Pushing the body, calcifying the mind, or is it a spiritual fight? Or is it all of it? I feel like the body is, or the human is mind, body, and spirit, and some people have different ways of looking at it. Do you guys think it's the mind that you have to calcify to step in there? Or is it the body that has to go through excruciating pain in order to push through it? Or, I say this because the Yuri Peraza guy just asked Alex, they're fighting for the rematch, and he's asking him, can he win without bringing his ancestral spirits into it? And I'm thinking like, man, that is deep. Like he's asking the guy who lost the first fight believes he won because he asked for his ancestral spirits, which is kind of weird, but that's probably a confidence he has. What do you think about that? Is that a mental body or spiritual thing in the cage?
I think it's some people reach for whatever they're comfortable with.
Yeah.
If they feel like they have a mental advantage over their opponent, they go that far into it, and they don't care what happens to their body. Some people are just gifted athletically and can use their body in a different way.
Yeah, no kidding.
And but those people have a limit mentally.
Yeah.
So if they fight someone who can match their physical ability, they can push them past that limit.
Then it becomes
mentally.
a mental test.
Yes, it becomes mentally. So I feel like the best people have a mixture of both. They have the physical ability, and then they're bulletproof up here.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
What if you have two athletes who push physically, mentally they're there? Do you think the spiritual realm comes in at that point and is like, look, I have more to die for than you, dude. Is that how he thinks Alex Pereira beat him? Like, he brings his generational family members that died already for whatever he believes in, and that's what pushes him to beat him.
Some type of witchcraft in there.
Yeah, right. I mean, at the end of the day, if you either believe it's material or spiritual world, and that's sheesh.
Yeah. It's like when Izzy fought Gaslam.
Okay.
And going into the last round, Izzy was like, I'm ready to die right now.
Yeah.
It's like, if it comes down to it, it comes down to, I'm ready to die. Are you ready to die? If not, then we know what's going to happen right now. So,
Got it.
Yeah.
That's interesting, man. That's a hard one. That is a hard one because you have a lot of people who will put all the mat time, but is it your best effort? Like for me, you can show up to practice, but if you're only giving 70%, can you really tap into 100% in the fight? Can you get to it? And I don't think you can.
Me personally, I agree with you. I don't think you could.
Yeah.
Like you have to, like how they say, I've heard like you have to treat your training like how you treat your fight. Mm-hmm. Like me personally, if my mental is off, it doesn't matter like how good of a fighter I am or whatever. Like I need to be straight in my head and then.
And how do you get yourself to that? Is that like a David Scoggins thing? Is that through prayer, or what do you? How do you do it? Is it just through your workouts? Like you're like, okay, yesterday I really did good. I'm sore today. Therefore, mentally I feel good because I know I did something good yesterday.
I would say all the above.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be tough. You gotta, do whatever your religion is. Pray to whoever you believe in, and train as hard as you can. Like, I want to be, for this fight, like, I want to train everything 110%. Like, I want to be tired after every workout. And then going into the fight, that'll help me be mentally locked in. Like, okay, you've done everything. You're sharp, this and that, prep myself and then get into the cage. Like, my last fight, he was doing the mind games.
Yeah.
I was real nervous. But then as soon as the cage closed, they locked the doors and it was just me and him. They said, ready, fight.
That cockiness left.
And then that's kind of like, like all the nerves, I kind of the nerves went away. And then I was like, you put all this hours in, you've done all this training, you've put yourself through all the bullshit. Like, it's you versus him now. And then boom, that's how I went, that's how I took the fight.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. I
have a little bit of a input on that.
Yeah.
Your fighters know your mind will play tricks on you.
Yes.
You could have done all the hours.
You ever have a nightmare?
You could have done all the hours of training and you have to really with the mental games, you have to grab it by the horns, because if you don't, your mind will trick you the moment you walk in that cage and tell you, you can't do it, or just survive. Just go out there and survive, make it to the end. If you lose, you lose, so what? Your family will be proud of you no matter what.
To you, Johnny, what's the difference of winning and just surviving in the cage? What is it? Like you said, just survive. I think you're cutting it, when you're giving an example of cutting it short for yourself, right? Just survive. But what is winning?
Winning is, I'm walking forward.
You're going through it.
I'm going through it. I'm walking forward. I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
Regardless, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And surviving is kind of just going through the motion.
Yeah. Meeting him half, right there.
Just
Giving
allowing him to give, take it, throw something out there just to make it look like you're in the fight.
Yeah.
But if you don't grab it by the horns, that's what's gonna happen.
Is that almost like a no mercy type mentality?
Yeah.
So then a question for both of you, how, when it's a no mercy mentality for 9 minutes for you guys coming up, because it's 3-minute rounds, how do you go months with hours of having mercy on loved ones and whatnot, training partners, and then 9 minutes of no mercy?
That's a good question.
How do you balance that?
It's a switch. It's a switch.
EQ, emotional quality?
Yeah, I feel like you have no
That's a good
choice.
question.
You have no choice, because like, imagine being across from another grown man, and he's looking at you like he wants to kill you, and he's throwing leather at you like he wants to knock you out. You have no choice but to match it or fall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, it's kind of trippy. Like my first time being in the cage and having a dude trying to kick your leg off. It's like, man, this guy wants to kill me.
Yeah, in front of everybody.
Yeah, in front of everybody. Like
in front of everybody you know.
If he's willing to show no mercy, you have to return it. You have to. There's no, you know.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I would say like I'm still mastering that.
Yeah, it's hard, dude. It's hard.
Cause me personally, like outside the cage, like
Chill as a cucumber.
yeah, no hard feelings, nothing. Like
Yeah.
it's really hard to like get into my head like that. But like as soon as the cage locks, it's like, you know, I'm gonna try to hurt this guy. He's gonna try to hurt me, and normally, or like to some people, they have to get hit to like turn on.
Yeah.
And me, I try not to be like that.
Yeah.
And I
then
feel
you gotta
like
take that first one.
oh yeah, and I feel like the more fights that we get through, like the more easier it is to like lock into that type of mentality of like kill or be killed type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I feel like that's where high school and college wrestling helps on my part, because it's not really a fight, but you get that little bit of adrenaline without the punches. And I mean, I'm not sure if it helped me or not, but when I went into my amateur career, I'm just thinking, this is wrestling again, but I get a punch now. So I had the same anger I would have with the wrestling. Like, I'm just gonna mess this dude because he's gonna try to beat me. But it wasn't until I got into the pros where I'm like, no, I gotta go in there, not trying to just wrestle him for points anymore. Now I gotta actually destroy him. There's elbows involved now. Dude, once I landed my first elbow in the pros, because I mean, at least for a wrestler, you're holding him tight. If I could squeeze him with my legs, the amount of torque I can get here.
Man.
My first elbow I threw on Napolitano, I just smelled his blood. Like, you could smell the iron in it. It's like, that easy? I don't have to mess up my hands or anything, you know? Like, the recovery on the wrist is so much.
You just felt like a
Easy,
like
dude.
a bunk.
Oh, dude, it's like hitting my head on the closet door. And you just see gash. It's like, wow.
See,
That's nuts.
something to look forward to.
Yeah, definitely as a grappler, dude. I remember when I first walked in after COVID, I think you already had a couple fights, and you guys had the little fighter circle over there, and I was like, let me go grab one of the guys, and you were there. I didn't know you had any fights in you, but we're grappling. I was like, holy shit, this guy's good.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I just like to have fun with the grappling. I don't know, like I started off boxing.
Okay. You were at bullpen with him?
No, I started in LA.
Okay.
And then I moved back, and I went against a guy who was like 130 pounds. I was 160, and I was like boxer mentality, like, oh, I just need to punch this guy. But I mean, we weren't striking, but you know, thinking like, oh, I just need to punch this guy.
Yeah.
He grabbed me, took me to the ground. I had no idea how to get back up.
When was this?
I want to say like 2018, 2019.
Okay.
And then ever since then, I
Wow.
kind of got the itch. Like,
Yeah, you went into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was-
From going from striking only, I think you were striking only too, right? What was the mentality before you guys ever grappled?
Before I ever grappled,
It's like,
I thought striking was like the king.
Is it more like no matter what type of grappling they have, in order for them to get my legs, they have to get close so I can just crack them? Or like, even if we do get to the ground, it's not that much that I could learn?
I think before I even got touched by grappling. I was thinking both. Like,
Both.
I'll just punch the guy, and then if he tries to
Especially
touch
if
my
he's
legs,
smaller.
I'll just pick him up.
Especially if
just
he's smaller.
Come back up here. Nah,
Yeah.
it's not that simple.
Yeah, it's kind of like an ignorance. Like if you're just a striker, you don't got no clue. You don't know what you don't know. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So like,
Yes.
there's so many things going into it. Let's say a guy does try to take you down and you stuff him once, and if he's a wrestler, he's gonna shoot 10 more
Or the
times.
chain wrestling.
Yeah, he's gonna shoot, and you're eventually gonna get taken down. You know what I'm saying? You might land a good couple licks, but you're gonna get taken down. Once you get taken down, now you gotta get back up. If you do get back up, you just
Yeah.
wasted half your gas tank getting back up.
And he's used to it.
And now those punches went from 100% down to like 60.
No.
I mean, and it can just keep going. So, as a striker, you can't neglect your grappling. You can't, especially MMA. You have to be, especially if that's your weakness. You got to dive right into it, pretty much.
Do you guys think those shin guards play a big point with your grappling in there? I couldn't stand those shin guards. They get caught.
I didn't mind them too much.
No.
I didn't mind them too much.
Have you guys had fights without shin guards yet?
Yeah, my last
your
one,
last
yeah.
one, and your last one too, right? Your last two? Okay.
I had before our first fight. We had no shin guards, but there wasn't. I mean, it was one round, so there wasn't much kicking going on. So I didn't really get to feel the any leg kicks or anything like that. My last fight I was a little bit worried in the back, like going on deck.
The Valley Fight Series fight.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So in the back, you know, when you're waiting on deck, or
Yep.
before you get on deck,
Yep.
you're in the back, getting ready.
Yep, and the outside.
I was watching him fight, and he had just won, and there was some railings, some metal rails, and I just wanted to see what it felt like. So I just barely tapped my shin on the rail, and I'm like, "There's no way I'm gonna go out there and do that right now. There's no way." But as soon as the cage door closed, I just like, I need to get it over with. I need to find out if it's, you know, with the adrenaline and everything, and I just whacked him with my shin right in the leg. I didn't feel much. The only thing I felt was he kicked me in my thigh, and it like
Little dead leg.
not even dead, like it was like pulsating. It was like
Had his own heartbeat.
Yeah, it was like vibrating, and I'm like, oh, that
Yeah.
hurt. But I mean, it was over within 5
It's like
seconds.
you're aware of the pain, but you don't really feel it, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Like
yeah.
you're the driver, and your body's the car right now.
Yeah.
I got time to think about it.
Yeah, you have no time because there comes another one.
Yeah.
How long do you guys think you guys will be as amateurs before we turn pro?
We're kind of on the same path right now. We're thinking finishing our amateur career December, where we have plans to go to Florida. So that could possibly be our last amateur fight.
Okay, and what's in Florida? Is this the same fight promotion as last time?
No, I don't think it is. I think we're in contact with the guy, the
Okay.
promoter, but there's another promotion he's gonna hook us up with.
Got it.
So
Why Florida? Something different?
Yeah.
Got
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever plan on defending these ones, or as of right now, it's just we're trying to get as much belts as we can, or how
Yeah.
does that go?
Yeah, I would like to do this August, and as soon as I can return to defend that, I will. There's a couple, you know, the camo rules and everything like that. So there's some things I'll have to handle, but I would like to defend that at least one more time.
You got it. So maybe 2025 pro or 26?
25.
25?
I don't know how soon I'll make my pro debut, but I know we'll finish our amateur and then go into like more pro style training, go deeper into it, you know?
Got it.
Elbows, knees, stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. And as far as recovery right now, what do you guys do for that? Like you guys do ice baths, sauna,
Yeah.
any massages, yoga, anything like that?
Shout out to
Yoga?
all the masseuses.
This guy likes the massages.
If you're a great masseuse, hit me up. I need a massage. My back is full of knots. I got the worst back ever.
Really?
Yeah, that's like if I could get a massage, that's the holy grail of recovery.
Got it.
But I do a lot of sauna. I'm like in the sauna almost every day.
You guys are at a gym sauna or something like that?
Yeah, the
GB3 or something?
GB3s,
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ice baths. We do ice baths sometimes.
How you guys like those?
I would like to do it more.
I like ice baths. I take cold. I try. Now that it's summer, I'm gonna start doing more cold showers. I do cold showers.
Yeah.
But
That's where I started.
yeah, and sleep. I need to
It's a
be
big
on top
one,
of my
dude.
sleep.
It's a big one.
Sleep is crazy.
I try getting cat naps right now, but try to.
Yeah.
Because with my clients, I'm like from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. sometimes, and then I'll come back from 3 p.m. to about 8 p.m.
Okay. Yeah, you guys.
So, and then during my fight, I was getting in sessions in between those, so I had to take a nap. You know what I mean?
Ooh, that was a hard camp then, huh?
Yes. Yes. Hard camp. Personally, for me, going back to the mental and the body and the spiritual, I get a lot of my confidence, one from prayer, and bringing in those training partners that give me a mental edge. I try to bring in the partners that I know can beat my opponent, and then I'll let them push me.
I think the same
I'll
way.
let them push me. If I have 2 of my buddies or 3 of my buddies that I know will destroy my opponent, and whether my opponent gives them a good fight or not, I just know mentally and physically they could do that. I'll go 5 minutes with the first guy, then I'll go 5 minutes with the other guy, and then by the time the third guy comes, I know I'm at my limit, and I got to go against a guy who I know can beat him.
Yeah.
And then I'm finally at my limit where I'm trying to survive with 100% effort though, full vulnerability. Like first guy didn't get me, the second guy didn't get me. This guy might, but he's gonna have to push me hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how I was able to get my confidence going into those fights. But yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one, and I like the ice baths. Usually we have a pool, so in the morning time in the winter I would take advantage of it. That was tough.
That's different right there.
Yeah, and
different.
personally it's more mental for me. Like once you can relax the whole body, you do reduce that inflammation. But in order to get from here to here, I feel like that's the same as you're in the back and you're kicking that pole and it hurts, and you're like worried about it, and then right when you get in there, it's all gone. You got this right here.
Yeah.
That's definitely different.
Yeah.
That's a different one.
Yeah.
Awesome, fellas. Hey, I got a couple questions real quick. This is called the hot corner. So let's say that we're on the ropes and we're in the corner and he's just throwing it at us. We have to throw something. So we're gonna go back and forth right now. I'm gonna ask a couple questions. Don't even think about it. I just want you to whatever you want.
Pulling guard.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Full guard. All right. So real quick, Johnny, I'm gonna start with you, then we'll go to Anthony. What's real, aliens or angels?
Angels.
Okay, go ahead. Pizza or burgers?
Oh shit, that's damn.
Don't think.
That's
you gotta
a
throw.
tie. That's a tie.
Tie.
That's my first answer.
Johnny, live a short, good life or a long, boring life?
A long. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
You gotta go. You gotta
short
throw.
life, short
life. Story of my life.
Where you going slow?
And then, what's your treasure on earth?
My daughter.
Nice.
There you go.
A place on earth that you'd like to visit? You gotta go.
My alone time with God.
A what?
My alone time with God.
Ah, nice. That's really good. Michael Chandler or McGregor?
McGregor.
Okay.
Michael Chandler, my man.
In a dark alley, would you rather have striking or grappling?
I think naturally I'm gonna strike.
Yeah.
Naturally,
I mean, even as a grappler in a dark alley, I definitely want to do that. Anthony, if you had to choose against your twin, would you rather fight him in an MMA fight or a street fight?
MMA fight. Have a crowd watch.
Okay. Lifting weights or cardio on your day off of MMA?
Cardio.
Cardio?
Good run.
Is that a good run
Yeah.
with some headphones? Ice bath or sauna?
Ice bath.
Okay.
I like
because it's
sauna's
harder?
easier, but ice bath is
more challenging. Win and learn nothing or lose and learn something?
Learn and learn everything.
Okay. How about you, Anthony? That'll be for both of you. Would you rather win and learn nothing or have a really tough fight, give it your 100%, and you can go back and look at that loss and grow a little bit more?
I would say I would have to go with losing. Like my last loss, I really put like a fire into my ass. So
Yeah.
I would
You see
say
how much you grew from that?
learn-
Dude, me
yeah,
too, man.
100%.
It's hard to volunteer for something like that, but sheesh.
Lynn, I'm like the type of person like I don't like losing the same way twice. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
guys have any questions for me?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Johnny, it's like your turn, boy.
How'd you feel after that, what was it, 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 8 second knockout?
Yeah. Oh, my 9-second knockout, dude. It was something, man. To be honest, 2 weeks before that, Victor from the gym, the purple belt,
yeah,
he popped my ribs, and not on purpose. You know, I'm trying to be nice and smooth with him. He has the cross collar here. He puts the leg in, and he twists me, and
oh yeah.
So I was going in with this, and every time I took somebody down, I'd feel a little pinch in practice. I didn't want to ever tell anybody that. I could say it now. And before the fight, one of the coaches, one of the black belts, came behind me trying to give me a hug, and he popped it again the day of. So I go in there, man, and I'm like, you know what? I'm ready to die. Whatever happens, I'm already here. Let's do it. And that ended up happening. So, dude, it was amazing to me.
And how was the contact? Did you just...
Oh, I sat right down on it.
Straight through it?
So, like the first punch, a lot of that canvas is slippery because of the sponsorships are a little sticky or whatnot. And I threw that first jab to the body, and my foot came up. And if I was riding a skateboard, I would go head first. So then I thought, okay, now I'm gonna have to come out and then dive in with a squat. And as I dived into the body with the squat, I was low on my legs, and I just wham! And then as I was coming back with the 3, I already seen him going down. And I was like, but I was already forward to go to the ground and pound, and the ref pushed me off. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. But yeah, that was amazing.
It was like a knife and butter.
Yeah, I did. I definitely didn't plan it. My plan always is to wrestle, but like the guy I lost to, I didn't give him any respect on the stand-up. So my mind going into that fight was at least 20 seconds, and 20 seconds in there is long. So at least 20 seconds, I'm Maidana versus Mayweather. I'm throwing, getting that respect, and once he knows that we're gonna throw, that's gonna set up my takedown.
It doesn't seem like it's gonna happen either yet or anymore, but how does a fight between you and Tyler Miller go?
Tyler Miller. Well, honestly, he's taller than me, he's bigger than me, but I don't think he has the athleticism and the skill. I don't think he trains with, he has a lot of good training partners. I don't think none of them match my training partners. I just think I think I'm just a different person than him. You know, he dodged me. Your boy dodged me. I don't think that's ever gonna happen, to be honest. No, it's never gonna happen. I have my first child, my baby girl's on the way in October. So we was actually supposed to fight in June. And he chose not to. He wanted to fight the guy I beat, which was fine. Don't mention my name then, dude. But he did. So, he said September, mark your words, and, messaging my name on social media. And personally, I was done. After that knockout, I can't get any better. The only way I would go back is if the money was right, and I can, be a little financially better off. Because, another win for me is not going to do anything. I really could care less if I could go to the UFC. My treasure isn't here on earth. It's with my Lord and Savior. And nothing, no belt or anything can give me that, which I realize that now. Now I'm on to bigger and better things. But I think I smash him.
Yes, sir.
I definitely think I smash him.
I see it too.
I agree with that.
I do need somebody like him, though. In order for me to come back, I need not necessarily a villain, but I need an opposition who's gonna, build it up with me and whatnot. Yeah, because my personality isn't to talk crap or anything. I'm not down to sell my soul just to sell some tickets. If it's cool and if it's a little bit of rawness, I like it. But other than that,
I told you right after your fight, I messaged you.
Yes.
That was one of the most inspiring. Not even just the fight. The fight was awesome. But from the moment you showed up to the venue, from the moment you won, the whole thing. I seen the whole thing. I watched all of it. I watched you showed up with your kids in your hands, your wife, your family, your team, and just professional. You guys were all wearing the same suit. It looked cool, looked professional. You got there, started warming up, and it was just pure professional. That's all I can say, bro. It's just pure professional. You walked in, the walkout song was perfect. When I heard that walkout song, bro, it gave me the goosebumps and everything.
I wanted the lyrics, but they messed up. They
Oh,
couldn't
dude.
get too much right that night. But I was like, and even when I was standing right there, I was like, I wanted my lyrics, but it's all right, Lord. I got it. I'm about to go out there right now. Yeah, man.
But,
My personality and my spirit. At the end of the fight, I didn't know what I was gonna say, but the words just came right out. My heart changed, like from what in my 20s. I mean, I grew up. Me getting a little vulnerable right now. I grew up Catholic. My parents put me in catechism and whatnot. However, we never practiced it too much, and I really didn't have that one-on-one relationship. So I always knew what my goal was, to get to heaven. I didn't know what that looked like though. So when I started fighting in my early 20s, I realized, hey, I can have money, I can have girls, I can sleep with these belts, like perfect. Until I knew once I had X amount in my bank account, once I had these 3 belts and I was partying with these girls at the club, I did all of it this exact way I wanted to. I woke up with those belts the next day. Oh, I'm right back to square one. I got to do it again. So I realized that this material world isn't going to be the truth. Within those 4 years of COVID, I learned a lot. Started going to church by myself. I got introduced to my beautiful lady who was even more into the Lord than me.
That's a blessing.
She gave me more of a example of what a relationship with Christ is. So then I was like, and when I was with her, my little nephew always watched me in my 20s fighting. And he loves YouTube, and he was always, I did these documentaries in my 20s to, try to get my ticket sales up and stuff. However, I didn't realize my attitude will always come down to the youth. So my nephew would start mimicking things of me, and I'm like, okay, I get it now. Now my heart's really changing. So I did that documentary of me and Faith now. It's like, I try to live a little different. But you get a little guy like Tyler Miller pushing my buttons, I could fall short sometimes. So I got to remind myself, this isn't...
That's the flesh wrestling the spirit.
This is the flesh. I wanted the revenge. I wanted to get that vengeance on him. And then I got to, go back into my prayer and chill out and be like, okay, wait. That vibe I can't carry throughout the whole day, because then I start carrying it with my other relationships. I go to my wrestling kids and I want zero mercy on them, and I can't have that. You know what I mean? It revolves. That's why my questions to you guys is, how do you go from 9 minutes of a straight animal gladiator with no mercy? Because the gladiators back in the day, they had no choice. They were prisoners. You had to kill in order to get your freedom. We volunteer for this. There's something psychologically off with us, that's why I feel like it's more of a spiritual war with us. We got something to prove to ourselves or to somebody who broke our hearts or something.
With that, I would say, I thought about it now. I not really being aware of it till right now. I kind of isolate myself a little more. Because my daughter and her mom aren't together. So we share her half the week. So fight week, I have her just stay with her mom the whole week. And then I'm just more to myself.
It's a selfish sport.
I mean, we get grumpy. We get
weight cutting, man. The weight cutting.
So I would say the week of, that's where it starts to get like kill mode, and then after that, after the fight, it's relief. Okay, I don't gotta be like this no more. So that's pretty much with me. That's how it stops.
Gotcha.
I kind of have to warm myself up into that attitude. And then after the fight, I get to okay, chill out.
If men, males mostly, I know women fight also, but if males kept that aggressive attitude, where do you think we'll be? World War III already? Or even they got jail cells, stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Fighting everywhere, everybody be fighting. It'd be crazy.
It's a tough one. That's why I think every man needs martial arts.
100%.
Then it'll be more humbling. All my friends that I hang out with, I cannot have a beer with you, I guess I can, but it's easier for me to hang out with you if you do martial arts, because there's a humbleness to you I don't have to deal with.
It's we both know something.
Yes.
We both know something, so it's we're both on a respectable level.
What is it, the Bradley Martin guy? When he asked the guys my size, you think you could beat me in a fight? I was like, bro, of course not. Look how big you are. How small is your ego to even ask that question? You need some jujitsu, bro. But that's wild. But man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that message you sent to me, dude, because I got a couple of those, but yours was awesome. That's why I love doing it. You know what I mean? It was good. To give to the sport more than just what I wanted out of the flesh, you know what I mean? I wasn't so money hungry on this, and I got the most money I've ever had. I wasn't so involved in how I wanted to beat him, and I got the best victory I could ever ask for. You know what I mean? I wanted all the girls before, and now I got the best girl I could out-trade them all for her.
Yes,
and it's like, sheesh, man, this is awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Through my faith, with the Holy Spirit, he helped me a lot.
Amen.
It's crazy how blessed you can be when
So
you
hard,
leave
dude.
the world behind.
Yeah,
You know?
and in the analogy of the ice bath, we're in the ice bath and we're trying so hard to wait for that timer to be done, and you're squeezing so hard, and it's just, if you just relax, you can stay in there as long as you want because you're in control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's a hard one.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a mixture between the mental and spiritual battle going in there. You kind of have to you have to really own that part, you know?
The tough one.
And I feel like my losses were more than just, oh, your skills went right that night. I feel like it was a mental lesson that night.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
After that, I will never allow myself to go in there and do that again. Like, not give up, but like, I'll never do that to myself to not show up again. You know what I'm saying?
Mentally.
You kind of it's kind of disrespectful to yourself.
Yeah, of course.
It's everyone around you. You know what I'm saying? To go in there and just survive or just, you know, you have to show up.
Not going through it, but going to it.
Yeah.
Well, even when John Jones fought Daniel Cormier, it was more of the reason I was going out was just in case I lost, I can go back to that.
Yeah.
But for me, if he did lose to Daniel Cormier, he will always have that regret for going out.
Yeah.
Instead of don't go out, give 100%, and if you lose, that's a true loss. You're forgiven for those losses.
Yeah.
You know, like for me, that's how I think of sin. It's like, man, it's hard if I'm, you know, trying to follow the word and show somebody the word, but yet I'm still messing up when it comes to a Tyler Miller guy. And for me, I have to sit down. Personally, for me, is like by myself in the dark with my God, with the Holy Spirit. Like, you know what? I thought I was doing right. I was being honest with myself, and I look back and I see me doing wrong right here. Okay, please forgive me for my sin and let me be better than that.
Yeah.
Personally, that's how I can see the only type of true sin being okay and being forgiven. Now, if I'm knowing that I'm going to get vengeance on this guy, and I obviously know it's wrong, and I still do it, that's tough.
Yeah.
Now I'm living in it.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a tough one. It's a tough one. But yeah, found any other questions? No? Yeah, so we're fighting 559 fights.
July 12th.
July 12th, and then we're also 559 fights August 23rd. 23rd, my birthday.
Yes, sir.
The day after my birthday. But awesome, man. Anthony, Johnny, I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, brother.
I appreciate
Thanks
it.
a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. See ya. Heck yeah, dude. I appreciate this. This is gonna be sweet. Look at that, boy.
The good one.
Ah, bro, this is a match right now. Let me put this on.
Take that.
Mic'd up.
That was a good one, huh?
Dude, that was awesome. That was awesome.